We're on the Storm Watch this Monday evening talking about Tropical Storm Jose, which continues to spin in the Atlantic Ocean just to our south now. Tropical Storm watches have been posted, warnings as well. We'll talk about that in a moment. And tropical storm conditions are possible here in our region anytime from late tomorrow night through Thursday morning. We will also have 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts possible for 24 to 30 hours. And Jose may be sticking around. We're going to be right on the northern fringes here in the Bridgewater area, and that's going to bring us some rain and wind scattered about. Tropical storm warnings now in effect from Watch Hill, Rhode Island, all the way up to Nantucket Beach. And again, it's mainly along the water that we're concerned about. But you notice these warnings have extended now northward and inland just a bit here, including New Bedford and Fall River. Very close to even Lakeville, and I think eventually they'll probably encompass up to about Route 44 here. So you can see Bridgewater is very close to the wind action. The strongest winds probably very late tomorrow night into the first half of Wednesday. On the radar, you can see the northern band of Jose now starting to show up in some blips here, and you can also see some showers that are showing up here in western New England. What's going to happen with a lot of times with these systems, as they begin to transition to more colder core systems, we have what we call a PRE. And basically what that just means is that there's going to be an event here, a little isolated event that starts to begin here tomorrow. And so some of these bands of rainfall will start to make their approach to New England. You don't even have to be near the center of the storm for that to happen. As a matter of fact, if you think back to Tropical Storm Arthur, for example, on that 4th of July a few years back, we had very heavy rainfall. The center of the storm moved well to our south and east, but that PRE, just an interaction between some warm core and cold core systems. What's happening here is you can see that now the center of Jose is moving slowly to the north, but you can see it's began to take that comma head shape to it, and that's because it's transitioning to an extratropical system. And what that means is basically it's just becoming a big old nor'easter here, and it'll start to move up to the northward. The more extratropical it gets, the better chances we get to see effects from the system, as what happens is the storm starts to expand, it starts to get bigger, and so those effects start to fan out. So we will have some gusty winds fanning out well ahead of the center. You can see Futurecast kind of picks that up as it brings the core of the heaviest rains just to our south coast by very late tomorrow night. So overnight tomorrow night, some of these yellow bands may actually approach the Bridgewater area. That could bring us the heaviest downpours. So we will keep an eye on that as we move into late tomorrow night and Wednesday morning. What are we talking about for rain? Well, generally in this red area, we're looking at anywhere between 2 to 4 inches of rain. So I would say from about Brockton south to about Taunton, Fall River, maybe 2 to 3 inches. Once you go south and east of the Fall River, New Bedford area, we're talking about 4 to 6 to maybe even 7 or 8 inches of rain out towards Nantucket. There could be some isolated higher amounts as well. All depends on how long that rain shield stays with us. How about the winds? Well, generally we're going to have tropical storm force winds here moving close to our area. Then you see they kind of veer off. But again, this is looking at more of Jose as a tropical storm. I don't think it'll be a tropical storm when the center gets up here. I think it's going to be more of an extratropical storm or more like a nor'easter. So those winds will tend to fan out a little bit. The strongest winds probably approaching again anywhere Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night. And this may be overdoing it a bit. I think it's more like overnight Tuesday night where some of these strongest gusts could be felt here. But again, you'll feel the winds picking up certainly by tomorrow afternoon, early anytime from lunchtime on. Here's the difference we've been talking about. So here is Jose. You can see with that kind of extratropical look versus Maria, a well-organized hurricane, Category 4 hurricane now, that is starting to affect some of the areas that, of course, Irma just affected a week ago. So tough news down there. I think the center of Maria will probably come through the Antilles and then make its way just to the south of Puerto Rico. Then we'll have to see how close it gets to the Dominican Republic, whether it moves near Haiti at all. That could kind of beat the system up a little bit. But again, as we saw last week, still can feel effects right on up through the Bahamas here and eventually up towards Florida, although this storm may make its way closer to Carolinas. We've got a long time to watch that, and we will over the next several days. But for us, it's all about Jose, or it's all about a nor'easter, if you want to look at it that way, with, again, showers off and on tomorrow. They get heavier tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Could even be a few thunderstorms as well, and that rain will linger into at least the first half of Wednesday, and it could be some off and on showers as well, really right on through the first half of Thursday before we'll finally clear out and probably set ourselves up for a nice weekend. Enjoy.